thoughts that we could get all these things, and here's a guy fighting for his right to get paid, to get a long-term deal, not a fake long-term deal, but a real long-term deal with guaranteed upfront money, and the players in that organization have sided with the league. I've never, ever, at any time in my life, seen that. And then, now it's like, oh, well, why doesn't Le'Veon want to be here? I wouldn't want to play with you guys either. I wouldn't. I mean, why would I want to play with you, a bunch of Benedict Arnolds? I have never in my life, and you can sit there and say, this is why, to me, the Steelers are one of the most talented teams in the National Football League, and they'll win a lot of games, but when push comes to shove and you got to go to New England or you got to play a tough team, you're going to get beat.
But, Stink, this is the thing. When you have miscommunication, and I think that's probably the biggest thing that happened here, when you go to your brothers in the locker room, and the reason why it seems as if the offensive linemen are on the side of the organization or on the side of the league is because you told me something else. So it's hard for me to represent you when you tell me you're going to be there at the beginning. If you had told me that you're going to be, man, I'm not coming this year. They're not going to give me a long-term deal. I'm not going to be there till week 10. You know what I would have said, bro? Fight. For you and for your family. No problem. We got a clear line. And then I wouldn't have been disappointed in week number 1 when I go to do an interview and be like, yeah, man, my man's going to be here in a couple days. So you made me look bad.
Right.
So I didn't side with the organization. I sided with, I got a job to do, a job you don't want to do. All right? So I got to go out and take care of my family. I'm an independent contractor. I can only support you when you and I are on the same page. So them not being on the same page, it would give the image of, man, they're supporting the organization, but I'm supporting myself.
Right.
I got a job to do. I got my own career. I can't put my career on hold for you and what you're trying to accomplish.
Absolutely understand that. And my point would be that I'm not going to say anything. Because I am,
no doubt.
I will keep, like, I understand that you're disappointed that you want to play with a guy. Like, that's fine. You got his number, text him. Say, dude, man, I miss you. I wish you were here. Understand what you're doing. But to be prepared to play a game, and that's what you're talking about, and you're talking about a guy and his money and what he's going through. And, oh, by the way, yeah, I was going to come, but then my agent, told me, I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Maybe my agent said, hey, listen, man, I have a deal worked out for you right now. Just keep your mouth shut. Don't leave the house. So I just have never seen anything like it. I just think it's dysfunctional, and it really, that part of it bothers me.
Well, I obviously wholeheartedly agree with you on that. Le'Veon Bell is fighting for something, whether he recognizes it or not, and whether or not the discussion recognizes it or not, greater than he is. He is essentially trying to set a line in the sand, whether he knows it or not, for players across the league of his caliber that get franchise tagged.
Right, but he's not, though. And the reason why is because his stats are totally different. It's not his rushes. It's not his carries. It's not his touchdowns. It's all the other information that they have in his file, the reason why they won't pay him the franchise fee. So you can't represent a group of people that Todd Gurley's not like him. Ezekiel Elliott's not like him. Kareem Hunt's not going to be like him.
Because they don't have the suspension.
No. Well, Zeke does. Zeke has a
it's totally different
because he's not one drug test away from missing a year. I understand that. But that's not the point I'm making, see. I'm not saying that the reason that he's not getting paid is like why other guys wouldn't get paid. What I am saying is whomever the next great player, because he's a great player, that a team that is a Super Bowl contender is considering franchise tagging, I think they will have in their calculus, man, what if he sits out 10 games? Because that's always what a franchise player could do. And we hadn't seen someone do it, what, since Vincent Jackson? We'd seen one guy do it in the last 15 years in this league, a guy get franchise tagged and actually make the team pay the price of, okay, I'm not going to show up for the first 65% of the season. And so Le'Veon Bell is not the perfect messenger. He does have miscommunication with teammates. He does have a checkered drug history. He has done some things that I think make him a hard person to root for at times.
Well, could you understand how the organization would perhaps not want to sign him to a long-term deal?
That's their prerogative.
Exactly, that's the prerogative.
And this is right, but this is his prerogative.
Right. Here's the issue, though. I don't have any problem with you not wanting to sign him to a long-term deal.
Exactly.
I don't. I understand. I understand the consequences. I understand that he's one failed drug test away from not playing. I understand the suspensions. I understand that he's had injuries. I understand all that stuff. But don't act like you gave him a $70 million contract that was market value, because your contract was about $12 to $15 million short on guaranteed money compared to the other running backs that are comparable. And that's the issue. Don't throw it out in the media like, oh,
that
look,
they offered you 5 years, $70 million when they offered him a year-to-year contract.
Right. And so I don't know about the world you live in, but the world I live in, $12 million or $15 million is a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, and that's generational type money that one guy in Todd Gurley has over Le'Veon Bell when they're two, you know, comparable players. And that's the issue. So I don't care if you don't want to sign him, but don't act like, hey, look at what we did for you.
Right.
We gave you a series of one-to-one year deals, and oh yeah, it's quite a bit less.